That's a special video today. It's all about your questions and about search arbitrage. So my team collected a few questions from our YouTube questions, from the YouTube comments, and we collected them. And in this video, I want to answer your questions about search arbitrage. So it's a Q&A video here. We will answer the questions, the relevant questions, and I will try to do it as detailed as possible. Hi everyone, my name is Marcel Sattler. I'm the founder of nativeadvertising.net. We are an agency for native ads and we are a platform about native ads. And yes, we do run a lot of search arbitrage campaigns, as you might have noticed already when you're a subscriber of my channel. So in this video, we want to give you something back and say thank you for your support. And you see also it's very good to write things down in the comments below, because yes, we do check them. We check the comments and yes, we take care of them. So that means we try to answer them, and we also try to answer them here today in this video when it's about search arbitrage. And also if you have any improvements or so, just let us know in the comments and we will take care of it. But now let's start. So first question. Why do you not find ads running that long on search arbitrage? I interpret the question at least like this. So the thing is with search arbitrage, you need to rotate the keywords in the background. So it's all about keywords, and yes, there is a burn rate of keywords. So it's very uncommon that you have one keyword and you will let it run for a year or so. I mean, that's extremely uncommon. What's more common is that you start something, you find a keyword category, and then you see, based on the test, this keyword category looks pretty awesome. And then you dig deeper in this keyword category, and then you're going to create more and more of the same keyword category. And what's going to happen then is you evaluate and create kind of new keywords, new ads, new campaigns. That's the normal way, that's the evolution. Therefore, it's also important to do active media buying and understand the whole concept. Because I'm not a huge fan of the strategy to say, okay, I have one person who's in charge of everything here. If you're the universal genius here, it's awesome. But if you have a team, it's impossible. So if you're the marketer here in the background, you need to take care of a couple of things. You need to take care of the media buying part, and you need to take care of the keywords. So you need to do a proper keyword research and also understand a bit background, because in the majority of cases, you don't just run in your country. You might not just run exclusively in your language. So you need to connect the dots by yourself, which makes it a bit complicated and also messy if you run, like in 5 countries, 3 different languages, 59 campaigns, then the things are starting to get messy and you need to keep the overview. But yeah, that's the reason why you don't see in all the spy tools like AdSense and so, all the search ARP campaigns not too long active. Next one, is this for search arbitrage too? So here, this commenter is referring to our guide about Taboola ads, about our cheat sheet. So we've created a cheat sheet about Taboola ads where I packed in all my knowledge from the past 10 years about how to start and optimize Taboola ads. And yes, the strategies inside this cheat sheet, they're also applicable for search arbitrage. So that means if you run search arbitrage in combination with Taboola ads, download the cheat sheet now. We will add here somewhere the QR code, and it's also in the show notes, so feel free to download it at any time. Next one. This question I receive a lot of times. Doesn't matter if it's about an RSOC feed or a general feed. So the majority of people, they see and understand the idea of search ARP, and they want to start, obviously. So, and then they say, okay, now on my checklist, I need a feed. And this is the first and the biggest challenge almost, to get an RSOC or to get a feed. I mean, if you do it now, if you start now in 2025, in May 2025, my recommendation is start straight with an RSOC feed. But yeah, you need a feed. Without a feed, you cannot do anything. The feed is necessary. But the feed is also extremely hard to get. That's the problem, because all the feed providers, like Tonic, System1, Sedo, if you tell them, hey guys, I'm here, I'm a newbie and I want to start, they're like, nice for you, good for you, but no, we don't let you in, we don't grant you access to our feed, because they also need to keep their network clean. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean, or basically what they want to say is like, they also have very strong restrictions from Yahoo, Microsoft, Google, whatever. They need to follow them, and they also need to take care that their network is not getting too crowded. So they want basically to ensure that the people who already make money continue making money with their platform. And therefore, it's impossible to get access if you tell them, hey, I'm an absolute newbie and I want to start. You need to have a track record here in order to get a feed. Without a proven track record, it's impossible. If you tell them, hey guys, look, I've managed this account, this account, this account, these were clients' accounts, now I'm self-employed and I want to start, and you can prove this, then in many cases it might be okay, but you need pretty high spending. So if you spend like overall $5,000 or so, they're like, screw you. But if you have like 500K, 1 million or so in ad spend, which you've mentioned in the past, I mean, then you also know usually the guys there and you can just write them on LinkedIn or whatever. So yeah, that's the pain in the ass here. Here another question. I'm a complete beginner interested in arbitrage, which is awesome, but I really enjoy your videos, also awesome. Do you have any tips how I can get started? What should I study? Good news and bad news. So first challenge here, as mentioned before, get a feed. If this is done, then you can start straight away. So you need the understanding of search arbitrage, of keyword research, and you need also understanding of media buying. I mean, my personal benefit is here. When I was a kid, basically, honestly, I was like 12, 13 years, I started with SEO stuff. And so I'm familiar with all the keyword research back then and nowadays, and how you do it and how you set everything up. So, and that's the idea. You need to be familiar with keyword research. So if you already have experience with SEO and so on, keyword research, and you have your tool set and you know exactly how to use it and you know exactly when a keyword makes sense and what are the indications here, then it's a good start already. If you don't have this, learn a bit about SEO. Afterwards, choose a platform. I mean, I'm here a bit biased because we only run arbitrage on native. But of course, you can start with any other platform. You can start, I know a lot of guys who run arbitrage with TikTok. I know a lot of guys who run arbitrage with Meta. So there are plenty of platforms. If you want to start with native, that's most probably the hardest one. And to be honest, from my own perspective, I cannot recommend this because you need more money than on the other platforms. I think nowadays, to be honest, and this is just my personal opinion, this is not from a professional now, from professional perspective, I think the easiest way, to be honest, is currently TikTok because it's the fastest one. You don't need so much money there. Because with native, you need a lot of money. Here, the general rules are applying. You need a higher budget, especially if you want to start in the US. And if everything like beyond or less than $300 a day is nothing in the US with Taboola or Outbrain. So you need kind of a budget here already, until the moment you get paid. And so there's also a delay. So if you spend today $300 and you make a bit of revenue, you don't get this payout tomorrow. So you need to understand or you need to prepare yourself and to have a smart cash flow planning. Let's jump to the next question. Hello, just quick question if possible. Why can't you work with Google AdSense instead of Sedo? I mean, you could create some destination pages for your ads on some domains you own and show 3 to 6 keywords on those pages based on incoming traffic. So when users click the keywords, you can have a separate page on the same domain where you show your ads on search results from your AdSense account. Basically to something similar to what Sedo and Tonic does. Do they have, so long story short, no, don't do this. It's a pain in the ass. So the platforms, they do more. They have feed access. And AdSense is not really search arbitrage. AdSense or everything related to AdSense is display ads, which is also kind of arbitrage, but content arbitrage. And look, the arbitrage is basically you can access the feed of the feed provider, or not of the feed provider, but of the owner of the traffic, which might be Google or Microsoft with Bing or Yahoo. And they want to keep their traffic clean. So long story short, there is no workaround. You need to go, either you have a direct access. A few guys out there, they have direct Google feed access, direct Yahoo access, but I think there are honestly less than 10 people out there. Or you need to go through one of these feed provider like Sedo, System1, Tonic, or so. There's no workaround like that. Next question. Already working but want to scale because not getting good profit, so please help. Okay, good question. Profit and what's the scalability when it comes to Search Arb? So profit margins are thin. Very important to understand. Profit margins are thin. Depends a bit on the country, on the geo. Of course, there are cheaper geos and of course there are more expensive geos. So I can personally not recommend you to start in the US if you're a newbie. Don't start in the US. You get burned. You will get burned. So start in a tier 2, tier 3 country. You know, there's a lot of cheap traffic out there in different countries. It's not everything US. There's cheaper traffic in France, in Spain, in Portugal. So there's cheap kind of traffic out there. Don't focus only on tier 1 countries, because with tier 1 countries, there's the most competition and it's the most expensive one. Yes, also the scalability there is the highest one, but you need to understand how everything works until you can scale. Because first you need to make some money, some profit before you even think about scaling. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, again, margins are thin. So you need to understand exactly where you run. On average, again, it depends now if you run tier 1, tier 2 countries, how smart you are, how good is your media buying, etc. But margins are around 20-25% if you're good. Of course, I've seen people with 12 to 15% and they're happy. I've also seen guys with 28-30%. But these are the general margins here. And when it comes to scalability, we have seen, and I personally have seen different kind of accounts here in the background. So there are accounts which spend like 5-6 grand per day profitable. There are also accounts which spend 20K per day or so profitable. To be honest, I haven't seen way more when it comes to search arbitrage, because again, it starts to get messy, it starts to get a bit confusing and so. But yeah, this is the range. So you can easily spend 10 grand, 15 grand or so on search arb on a daily basis. Next question. Please make a full detailed video from keyword research to feed selection and target country selection for Search Arb. It will be more helpful. So yeah, as mentioned before, you need to combine a few dots here. You need to combine the keyword research. You need to understand what kind of keywords make sense, what kind of niche makes sense, and how to do a proper keyword research. But this is the simplest part, because there are plenty of videos on YouTube how to do a keyword research. Even ChatGPT can tell you nowadays, to be honest. So this is not challenging at all. The feed selection is challenging. I mean, it's not challenging also. It's not challenging neither, because the feed selection is, you need to catch what you get, you know? It's like not that you have a huge selection out there. If you can get a feed, awesome. But to be honest, the chances, if you have zero experience, are pretty low that you get a feed. So don't want to give you the impression that it's easy to start here, because that's not the case. Regarding target country selection, as mentioned before, select a tier 2, tier 3 country. Don't focus on tier 1 countries. It's way harder. Select on tier 2, tier 3 countries, as mentioned before, Spain, Portugal, France, Italy, these kind of countries, you know. There is less competition. Yes, you cannot scale them crazy, but these are also huge countries. You can run there at least a couple of $1,000 per day profitable if you do it correctly. So yeah, and here we are already at the end of the video. I hope you like it, and you see, if you write something down in the comment section, we do work on that. So let me ask, or let me know your questions in the comments below, and if there are enough questions, we will start over again and create a new video here about arbitrage and native advertising. Have a good one. See you next time.